Hello, people of SWA and the greater Smeeverse. I am Gentleman James, and it's been a while since we've sat down and pontificated on current or past events. So today, I was instructed, actually multiple weeks ago, but it took him a while to figure out how to write. Jimmy Jams approached me to give his first one full year review of him being in Efed. Yes, that might be a shock and surprise to you. 2024 was the first full year of Jimmy Jams. Now, before we get started, I want to make sure that anyone that's easily offended or has some kind of grudge with anybody of my likeness or my constituents, please turn off the video before it begins. Hopefully we can keep this under a allotted time to be posted on Facebook, hopefully with no copyrighted music infringements, because we do know that is a naughty naughty. So before we start, and once again, these words are from Jimmy Jams himself, not me, but by all means, address any comments, questions, or concerns down below. So I think the most important thing to start off with is, this is him, please apologize for my use of foul language, but before we start, fuck you, JD. That's what Jimmy Jam says. I'm sorry. I don't know why Jimmy Jams and JD always get linked together. I know they are, or at least were, proto-shadies, but let's speak about Jimmy Jams now. Jimmy Jams started out the year deciding to continue the name of Smush Inc. He was handed the ball of a faction that won the Protege and Mentor contest. A thing that led Jimmy Jams to his first singles title with the national championship and Adam Smush to a world championship. And that is facts. Now, while Jimmy Jams did not try to recruit all the big names in the business, he knew he had a job to do. And that was to elevate people lower on the card, people that might be passed up on. Jimmy Jams relished in the opportunity to do just that. And that led to a lot of different things. Jimmy Jams actually lost his smile and denounced his faith and started following a higher power. But lo and behold, even though Jimmy Jams has been compared to SWA's version of an R-Truth, he set forward one of the greatest plans ever, which led him to another championship, the Eras Championship. So Jimmy Jams is in fact currently a 2 championship belt holder. Now let's get into the real things. This is what Jimmy Jams wanted me to really embellish on. He really wants everyone to know that all you folks are in way too many leagues. It diminishes not only the product that you're part of, but diminishes the character that you portray, especially when you have the opportunity and the chance to promo here, but you don't promo elsewhere. It is a pet peeve of many individuals. And while we are on the subject, why must there be so many people on screen? There's a lot of people just being quiet, sitting in the background, not saying a word. And then on top of that, there are people that are on 5 other shows that still have to be on another 6th show to make sure they get all their verbal super kicks in. It's like, what are we doing here? The locker room. It seems like the locker room is a place, if you ever need an ear for any of your inner thoughts, even if they have nothing to do with professional wrestling. If your goldfish died, if you're feeling sad or blue, if you found a good short link that you want to have a laugh with somebody else. You come to the locker room and share it, but you better watch out, because if you do that and you're not friends with the people around you, you will get eaten up. And so, in case, this is Jimmy Jams, by the way, that wanted me to let you guys know, anybody that shows up on screen, it doesn't matter if the cat jumps into the screen, if somebody's in the background, if you're even a judge, unfortunately you become the character. Cameraman Bob, the guy that's just recording, the announcers, the owners, even the fans in the comments become a tool to interact with, and I do not know why so many of you folks don't realize that. Now I think it's time to get into the judging system. There's so much wiggle room to play with the scores I've seen. Video and audio is quite the interesting one. You can really have a swing of 4 points and 4 points, 8 points, with right there is the amount to swing a particular match in somebody's favor, and usually people will not bat an eye. I do discredit it when judges are announced right before a match starts, or even after the first promo is played, or after all the promos plays, and people are scrambling to get their votes in. It really makes you Bush League and makes it seem like there's no structure. And I think we can do better in 2025. There's a lot of judges that sit on the sideline that cast pretty hard judgment and write very hard with their pen, yet where are their promos? Or better yet, have they seen their promos for when they talk about the scores? It's always interesting. Something that perturbs the Jimmy Jams is when judges from the outside, people that don't watch the current product, are allowed to judge, and they have no idea what the storylines leading up to this match are, and nobody cares. Nobody seems to see the problematic effects of that. And immediately after promos, I don't know why there's judges, or even better yet, or worse off yet, hosts that immediately when the promo is played for certain people suck the life out of the room, the show, and the broadcast by just being a negative Nancy. If you're on screen, you are trying to hype the fans at home. So why you are given the opportunity to show why you're a Polly Piss Pants, I will never know. Quote from Jimmy Jams. Another thing that people say, and this is quite the subject, people saying that the fourth wall exists and that people break it. Better yet, when they say OOC or IC, and if you don't know, and you know, that's out of character and in character. Why, oh why, would you have to say that on broadcast? Or even, oh, we're going to do it, Alexa, turn down 3 notches, please, but continue to play. Why, oh why, would we ever say on air that one of our competitors DM'd another competitor to make sure it was okay? Makes absolutely no sense, and from the true pro wrestlers in the business, they do not look fondly upon you pulling back the curtain, and that is exactly what is going on when you guys say this. When somebody says somebody's no-showed, and everybody on air starts asking questions, and they force the person to be like, okay, well, yeah, we did talk to him, he's okay. Once again, folks, better time and place than right now. You can wait. You guys all, after the show, chit-chat for multiple hours upon hours, so you should probably use that time to talk about it. Why do we have the host, though, on multiple shows, and I don't know. Would like to see it spread out a little bit, but hey, that's just my point of view. So much hypocrisy, though, in these leagues. Like hating on the devil. if you guys were to show any devil promo to the people out there in the universe that don't know him, would say that he's one of the best in the business, but the people that do know him hold that petty pencil always to write down their judgment and try to discredit the things he does. When we say, oh, he repeats himself, it's funny, those people say the same things in almost the same cadence and the same words and trademarks almost every time. It's very interesting. I don't understand where we get the brothers and sisters in this business, especially when they change every week in and out. It kind of has a diminishing return if you have like 19 brothers and 11 sisters. It's like, that's a pretty big family. Cheaper by the dozen. And then those people put on their Peaky Blinders for when their family does something inappropriate. But if it's one of their enemies, gosh be darn willikers, the fury that they show. Faking and embellishing disgust and pretending to be righteous, I'll never understand. Jimmy Jams was excited throughout the year when he actually had the chance to take part in the judging. And that had quite the life and quite the wheels on it until one fateful night when him and Wilson Fisk got way too excited during a social media tournament and forgot to go over certain things, but that led to cybersecurity. What an interesting show. I think things would be better left unsaid in that scenario because me and Jimmy Jams would like a job still after this drop. The man known as Loop, a true rookie who debuted in a league that I don't want to speak of, but for